headphone and the sound comes very good. Like there is a sound from my speaker. Is it echoing to some of you? No, right? So you have to let me know, okay? Because if it really causes a problem, I'll also use my headphone immediately. However, I do not prefer using headphone too much, okay? Because like too much exposure to sound might keep me irritated at times, okay? Like when there's too much sound coming. So I just tried, I'm using on speaker mode. Okay, now here, today we'll be finishing this lesson immediately. So what do you see? What do you think? What do you feel? What do you wonder? So this is just an activity design. It might look different also because, and we are trying to do also things to some extent different also, so that you're trying to learn from this perspective. One of the way to understand the concept and make things remember is to use all your sense organs. Okay, what are your five senses? What are they? What are your five senses? Okay, Christine,
Yes, sir.
what are your five senses that you studied in science?
Eyes, nose, mouth, ears. Um,
Okay, whatever she left out, Puravi,
Yes, sir.
can you tell the five sense organs?
So our five sense organs are eyes, nose, mouth, and ears.
Mouth.
No, sir. So I said eyes,
Sure. Can I say
ears,
something?
nose.
Okay. Okay, Ananya.
Sir, eyes, nose, tongue, ears, and skin.
Okay. So those are the five sense organs. Okay, we're just trying to recall rather than me lecturing. I want you to be participating and be understanding. So based on eyes, what do you see? Okay. So we're just trying to make some connection with that. What do you think? Based on your skin feel? Okay, to some extent, and what do you wonder? So you can see this activity is designed just for you to write it down so that we will be able to know your prior knowledge. So this is another activity. So we're trying to make sure the activities are different, but every time too many different activities also it's impossible to bring, because how much to bring? It will be, there might not be many more than that also, right? At times. Okay, so in C, you can, when you saw this lesson, you saw these things. There are three types of training. Exactly when you saw the lesson, and then the types of training were general, vocational, and business training. Exactly, that's what you studied in grade 6 also. In grade 6, when you studied, it was general and business training only, isn't it? And after this, the trainings are general, vocational, and business, the same thing. Okay, there are three types of training. Okay, same thing. And what do you think? I think training is important and essential aspect of human life. It is important to improve ourselves through, through training. Okay, through training. So so that's what we studied in lesson 2, where we had to study the relationship between occupation and training, isn't it? Lesson 2. So that was itself. So, but for this lesson, I don't want you to be writing that same thing, although this is prior knowledge. Okay, our main topic is written here, general and vocational training. So you have to try to see this topic, not go back to the first lesson's topic of only training and write it down. Is that clear? Although for this time it's good, but next time when you work out, let's take that challenge, because whatever assignment is given to you, it should be challenging you to some extent. Is that clear? Every time it should be challenging, but not so high challenge also. So try to stick with this main topic that's written there as much as you can. Is that clear? If you cannot,
Yes.
then only go for this. Okay, but if you don't, if you cannot even write about this topic, then it's fine. You just at least wrote about training, so that's at least fine. But your work will be appreciated very much when you can write fully about what you know about this, because our main objective is to know about this topic for this lesson, not go back to training and again read this again. Is that clear? So I think training is really necessary to carry out any occupation. I think training is same thing of lesson 2. It was like a prior knowledge. So I know you did you did it, you tried, uh, and you have done well. But the thing is, for next time only, just try to focus on this main thing only. Now feel also, feeling is also based on training only. It's helping you us with lesson 2. That's to know about what is training, and a relation, a connection is not here. Okay, so I don't think I have to go in detail because this is more or less connected with lesson 2 of unit 1, isn't it? Most of them, not every, but most of them are connected with lesson 2. I wonder why doesn't government provide training to rural areas? Okay, very good. So has this is connected with lesson 2 itself. Okay. So our main topic is itself written here, general and vocational training. So you have to try to work on this itself mainly. Okay, now all of you go to your book page number 31. So before we begin, once again, to check out your prior knowledge based on training, what you know about training. Okay, can you write down the types of training that you know and the examples of training itself in the Google Meet chat? What are the types of training? Now, please, all of you turn your camera on. If the camera is off, I will have to remove now. Turn it on.
Sir, I can't turn my camera on. I'm using my phone.
Phone also you can turn it on.
Sir, it doesn't work in my phone. It says camera not found.
Okay, we'll see that afterwards.
Sir,
Susan,
there, and also when I go to settings, it doesn't show camera options. So I can't like figure it out.
you can't pair it out.
You can go in settings and then permissions and allow camera.
No, I'm using my phone so it doesn't show that for some reason.
In other classes also it was the same condition.
Yes,
Was it
sir.
same? Okay, then if it is a common concern, then we'll talk afterwards then. Okay, here now, please in the chat box, can you write down about the different types of training? I will give you the link of that also right now immediately. No, I will give you the answers of what your friends have written itself in Google Doc. I will keep it there, okay, and send it to you. So your main focus should be to just write about that and try not to repeat what your friends have already posted for this activity. Is that clear? So we want to get more and more ideas. So you read your friends, and when you read, and then you also understand at the same time, and at the same time you contribute yours something that is different. So it has to be challenging, okay, also to some extent. Not at the same level of
Sir,
challenge,
do
always
we need to explain about the types of training?
yeah, what you know only, how much you know. Do not write from the book. You're not allowed to write anything from the book by looking at the book at all right
Okay,
now.
sir.
Right now,
Sir, in
don't
the
look at the
chat
book
box.
directly. Just in the chat box itself, write it down. All of you, please write it down. Your participation, everything can be seen from here, right? Because like your name will come, your whole chat box will come. I will send a link in the assignment also, like what you did and how I have it. And all these things count. Especially the things right now, I'm able to monitor your chat box and grade them quickly. Okay. All the things also I can monitor. I can remember you participating in the class. Sometimes directly when you participate, I write it. But for so far, right now, I have not been writing for participation because my that sit is just with the old grades, and I'm just going to update that soon today. Okay, so please mention that quickly, like what are the examples of training that you know. Okay, okay. You can use this and see. Okay, whatever you have written, it is written here directly. It will be pasted over there, so you can just check out after you finish only. And try not to repeat the same answer that your friend has written. I want examples, okay, mainly examples of training that you know. Which you can mention the type, but give the example with that type. If
So I have done.
okay, yeah, we can see that. You can see in the link also. I've already pasted yours also, so Sadima, like the Google Docs file, so that you don't have to be copying and pasting everyone. So I have done it for you, so that you can have a copy of your friends' ideas as well.
Sir,
Did you see the link there of Google Docs? Docs Google link
mm,
in
I
the chat.
cannot open it because it says there was an error while opening this file.
Okay, no, maybe it's a problem from your side. If not, like three people are already there, or then four people are already there. Okay, it's open means it's a problem from your side because I've done the same setting. That's what I believe. Okay, Sadiman. Maybe it might be a problem later on from my side also, but I believe it is from your side for now. 99%. 1% I also cannot say technically anything can be there. Okay, now so you can see your friend's answer and then always use those ideas also. We are think, pair, and share. We don't have to pair right now. You're just thinking and sharing. Okay, you're just told to think and just share the idea there, and your friends can also use that same. Okay, and please see the spelling everything. Some of you general training. Okay, some of them you can only view that. Okay, I'm not made it to editable mode because I don't want you to edit your friend's answer. Neither yours. Others, please. I told you it's, it's automatically done. Is that clear? It's going automatic. Once you keep it there, you see it will come over there. Automatically what you are sharing are like it's going and like it's getting added over there. Like Christian's answer is the last, and you can see it's automatic. Only the thing is I'm checking the grammar so that you can use it afterwards. Okay. Okay. Now,
Sir,
yes, Sadiman.
can I rejoin?
Yeah, it's not a big problem if you have to rejoin. If you just come once or twice, it's not a problem. Mainly you have to understand. Okay. So don't. The main thing is you should understand the lesson. You're joining 10 times might give you little less marks, but if you don't understand at all, the problem is you get very less
Now
marks.
can you share the link?
Yeah.
Can It's not working, but I've already done it.
I want you to give more examples, okay, what you know, rather than writing from. It's still not opening.
It's still not opening.
Is it from laptop?
No, I'm using iPad.
So maybe that's the problem. Maybe you can check out later as well for that. Then it's just your friend's answer, okay? Like mainly your friend's answer are coming there.
Yeah, we will.
What they have been giving input. Still, some of them have not written. Please give input, everyone. Everyone should give input, okay? It's not only for few of them. Everyone should be writing something there, something different than what a friend has written. Just example at least. I'm not asking about the types of training that's written in the book, okay? What you understand, your prior knowledge about the different types of training. Not types, the examples of training mainly. Okay, I don't know why some of the camera is always turned up. Now,
Sir,
yeah,
sir, I'm wearing medicine.
no, but this is not the time, no, like for
So
all
may I
saying
go to washroom?
time.
Sir, it's itching. That's it.
Okay, yeah, just do it quickly, but try to make sure it's not during the class time. If only it is like exactly it's told during this class time,
Okay, so I'll just be there inside.
then that's a different case. Okay, if not, try to make sure it doesn't try to collide with the class time.
Okay, sir.
Ojasvi is not here, right? Okay, now you can see on the screen. So based on, okay, we're trying to like study about technical education and vocational training mainly for this topic. So uh, so we're trying to summarize most of the lessons because you can see the content of and volume of the book. So we'll have to speed up a little more, trying to understand mainly the concept. Is that clear? Because based on this volume, if you go in depth, it keeps on going. So we are trying our best to understand the main concept of these lessons, and so that we can cover up what has like what we have with this like this curriculum that has been given by the National Curriculum Center, plus what is in this book as well. So before we begin, what is like you have already given some examples of training. Most of you have already written. So please turn on your camera, everyone. Puravi, Satyam, Sadiman, Ananya, Christine, Ashish, and Ayan, please turn it on. Please do not turn it off at all. I don't know why, like it doesn't happen in other classes, and in this one, sometimes it is
It
continuing.
happens So it happens in other classes too, mine.
Some of them, I think you're turning it off intentionally because it doesn't, like, maybe it is happening in the others, but maybe the volume of the student is more and we don't observe because of just few students doing. But here the volume of the student is less in grade 7 and we can easily observe it, right? Like in case of other grades,
So
most
I've
of
been
them are on,
using my
but
phone for
out of
something.
25, 26 students, and then when few are only off, then we really don't get distracted. But here when it goes off, then we just can observe that very, like we can just observe it exactly. The cameras are off. Puravi and Niharika. Niharika's camera is on, but she's not there. Okay. So the thing is, I might have to immediately notify through Viber group or individual personal message. Okay, if it continues, like you can see on my screen also after just right now also that I have most of the numbers stored in my phone recently for that reason also. All of them. Okay, all the your parents' number are stored.
Sir, this page number is 63.
Yeah, page number 31. Look at your book, page number 31. So general and vocational training. So like, so you already know what is training. So right now we're trying to understand what is the concept of general and vocational training. So we study from so we study from grade 6 also about what is training. To some extent, you can see here from grade 6
Sir,
itself, we have
34.
page 31. All of you, please turn to page number 31. So don't, like everyone, please do it right now. Turn to page 31 also so that you can see the connection between like what am I presenting, okay, and then what we have in the book so that you can also use that as a reference. Although you're not going, so you studied about training itself in grade 6, relation between employment and training. Yes or no? Where you understood what is training. And in grade 7 also we already did about what is training. So training is giving you the skills and knowledge. So like that's the main objective. It's giving you knowledge and skill. Same way in the school also, like we are getting knowledge and skills, and at the same time we were we are working on attitude. So those are the more or less the objectives to understand, like that's one of the objective of itself education, right? So here in training also it's trying to give you knowledge and skill, but most of the time sometimes you can see some of the things that's coming in your education and sometimes in training are also similar, like computer training. If you go for computer training, whatever you learn right now, they might teach you not in the whole course but for the basic package of computer training. If you have not learned any computer at school and you go for a training of computer, then you'll be learning that same thing, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint as a basic of computer. And maybe after that graphics, maybe you are going for coding, those extra also can be itself in the training. So you can see there's a connection between training and more or less it is connected with education as well. So we have general education, which we are doing itself in the school right now. Like in case of general education, most of the subjects that we are studying has some objective. Why do you think we are studying language arts? Puravi,
Yes, sir.
why do we think we are studying language arts?
We are studying.
Yeah. Why do you are you are you studying language arts?
Yes, sir.
What is the objective of studying language arts?
So it helps to improve our writing and writing skills, and which is used in our daily life.
Okay. Kristen, please do not turn off your camera. Ayan, Puravi, camera, please turn it on.
Yes, sir.
It should not be turned off at all, right? Please, your camera should not be turned off at all. Turn it on. Ayan, I have to remove you and mark you absent and inform the parents. You know, I told you, please do not turn it off at all. Okay, so language arts is like it's trying to teach you the ability of all those communication, different forms of communication skills, like Puravi told, writing, speaking, reading, okay, listening, speaking, reading, writing. All these things are going to come in language. So language arts, one of the objectives is itself to understand how to communicate. So those are the different ways of communication, either through speaking, either through writing, either through presenting, right? So these are the things that you'll be learning in language arts. And same time, mathematics. Why do you study mathematics, Satya? Why do you think? Why do you study mathematics? Satyam, 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 are you there? Okay, I'm going to send a message to parents now. Okay. Okay. Next person. I don't know why is he freezed or he's not listening here at all. Okay. Ananya, why do you think we study maths?
Sir, to perform basic calculations that are important in life.
Okay.
Quick,
That's the
quick
objective.
calculations.
Yeah, that's the objective of studying mathematics. Like math is teaching you how to calculate. You've been learning how to add itself from basic things itself from grade like grade 1 to junior itself, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, slowly or calculation of algebra, geometry, isn't it or not? That's how it has been always involving calculations. So that's the another objective of studying maths. And same way, science is to study about the structure and behavior. So that structure and behavior of any, like it could be any, maybe it could be structure in terms of like how does it look like, what is the form, there's a plant, how does that plant look like, what is the structure of the plant, how does the leaf look like, doesn't it looking out the structure. Same how does the wings look like of animal, or same if you have to study the behavior, what are the behavior of those plants having those type of leaves or those type of roots or anything, you can study the behavior looking at that. Same way you study sometimes even human behavior. Yes or no? So now they try to predict the psychology based on different human body structure to some extent. Same way with birds or animals, how do they adapt based on their like structure? The structure that they have sometimes is based on the need to adapt, doesn't it? All these things are coming. There's a connection between the physical and natural world that you observe and understand them. When the plant grows, you have been observing the plant growth. That's you're learning through observation, through experimentation. These are the way that's where we need to study. That's why we need to study science. And at the same time, social science is also there. In case of social science, is to study about the culture, history, geography, and next thing is moral science. In moral science, you have it in grade 8 also. You should be getting used to it for grade 7 to some extent. But in grade 8, you are supposed to appear, it is compulsory to appear for moral science exam. That's going to teach about the ethics. That's going to teach you about the values, okay, for moral science. And same way, vocation that we have right now, OBT, as one of the vocational subject. During my time, we had a Purva Vyavasayik Shiksha, pre-vocational education. Okay, he has replied something else. Okay, after I wrote. And vocational training provides like knowledge based on different types of training. So that's why we that's about general education. So that's what we have been studying in school. Is that clear? Now, same way, we have already studied this in grade 6, so we're going to summarize this topic, okay, now, because we have certain things to manage on time also. So training, the different types of training, you studied itself in grade 6, like it was general training, vocational training, and so here you can see general training and vocational training. So this is a general training. So in general training, it is like the basic training that we studied in grade 6, where you are learning about the basic training, okay, basic subject related training, like maybe how to run a cooperative, all these things also itself can come, how to run a poultry farm, but the thing that's it's going to come in general training. And next one is vocational training, but here you can see in within vocational training, skill oriented training, to teach you different skills, okay. So this is one of the vocational training, so that it can teach you various skills to perform certain job, to maybe itself run some business and industries itself. This will come in skill oriented training. And same way, like there's another livelihood training. So these livelihood trainings are the trainings that will help us to fulfill our livelihood, so that for the minimum basic need that we need, is going to accomplish that, like maybe knitting, making papad, or making candle. That's going to fulfill our basic need. When you sell them, then it's going to help fulfill our basic needs, but not so much, okay. But so these are the training for livelihood. And another type of training is here, training for employment. So skill based employment training. Can you see your book page number 33? At the top it's written skill based employment training. So this is the same thing, training for employment. Is that clear? So where you are going to just do that training to get employment. Maybe you want to get employment in different sectors of national and international companies, then you might need to get some skills. So those are the types of training that's going to come in, training for employment. And same way, final one is training for self-employment. So training for self-employment is going to be based on training so that you can have your own job, you can create your own job, like maybe fish farming, where you are itself involved into that work, self-employment, that you're not working under anyone. And at the same time, training, poultry farming, it's all just for yourself. So that's the different types of training. And finally, the last one is written training to run business. This is business training. Can you see page number 33, the last one, business training? So training to run profession is business training. So did you see the connection? So if you have to run any business, like maybe you want to run any entrepreneurs, wise you want to run any business, okay, like maybe you want to produce some papad and sell, or you want to produce some whatever product you want to make, okay, maybe each of ranging to high levels, maybe in chow chow, or maybe candles, or just any of the business, any entrepreneur work, then this type of business training is going to help. Maybe poultry, maybe goat farming, or any business, then it will teach you how to register your company. Before running any company, you have to register. So you, after your registration, then how do you get those raw materials, how do you keep the account of that money, like how much you sold, how much expense is going for the raw materials, right, how much money is going for the employ like those staff who work with you. All these things have to be tracked through accounting. Same way, you have to sell that product in the market, you have to do marketing, isn't it or not? You have to advertise it, all these things. Okay, manufacture them, like while manufacturing, how do you manufacture? Everything is going to be taught in this business training. So these are the various types of training. So we had from the book, if you see, it is just written three trainings: general, vocational, and business. But here, all of them are just written in random order, where it's not showing exactly into three types. Is that clear? But the same thing is coming under. First one is general training, which is here. Then after that, vocational training. H is vocational training, This is also vocational training for livelihood, training for employment, training for self-employment. So 4 of them are under vocational training, and finally, fourth one is written here, that is business training. Is that clear? So you can study, you can see different books will be writing the same thing in different ways. So that's the main concept that we have to understand. But the main concept is you have to understand what are the things within it also. Is that clear? So now I will give you assignment, and while doing your assignment, if you have any problem, you can ask in the next class. We'll do a quick review as well. If you have any question, you can ask right now also. I'll give you 1 minute, then after that, we'll wrap up. And in next class, we will solve the answers to the questions that has been assigned. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, if not, we have already exceeded by 3 minutes. Let me